So we'll start off with the quarterbacks, who to pick up on waiver wire. This is more for single quarterback leagues, I would guess. So, these are probably going to be a little bit more owned in double quarterbacks, but these guys are some to look out for. All right, let's go into the first one.
Most definitely.
Let's go into Justin Fields.
Yeah, so we got Justin Fields here, the rookie out of Ohio State. Andy Dalton, he went down on Sunday with what I think it was a knee injury. The reports have come out saying that it's nothing too serious right now, or they don't believe it to be anything too serious. There's even some reports saying that Matt Nagy came out and said, if Andy Dalton is healthy to play, then he's going to be the starting quarterback. So we'll just see in that one. But, you kind of saw a little glimpse of what Justin Fields offers for this Bears offense here. I mean, he's kind of, he's like a Lamar Jackson, kind of a, Jalen Hurts kind of hybrid quarterback, one of those
Josh
rushing
Allen.
quarterbacks. Yeah. I mean, he had 11 carries. He got you a rushing touchdown. So when you get quarterbacks like that who offer that rushing upside, they'll present you with a safe floor week to week. So he's kind of a stash play right now. Even if you've got a good quarterback, I mean, let's say you've got like a good, Stafford or whatever, or Josh Allen. If you have the extra bench spot, I wouldn't mind stashing Justin Fields and just holding him on my bench, because if he does take over, which a lot of people are predicting him to take over eventually, and, he becomes like this, the hot commodity on the streets, you have a solid piece of trade equity going forward to where you package Justin Fields and a running back to get a better running back, or, you package him with a receiver to move up and get a better receiver. So just, a solid piece of equity to have on your team. Justin Fields, grab and stash this week for the waiver.
Yeah, I definitely like Justin Fields, and I think you're right. Bears fans, they've been, can't wait for Justin Fields to become the starter. I think all Chicago Bears fans have been upset with the whole Andy Dalton shindig, signing and whatnot. So, what's it called? Let's go on to the next one. Here we got Sam Darnold, the Carolina Panthers quarterback. He gets away from Adam Gase. He starts doing pretty good, pretty well in Carolina. Took on the Saints yesterday.
It's kind of an upset game there. I think everyone was expecting the Saints, especially after smacking the Packers, to come out and just smack the Panthers.
Jameis Winston is like probably the most frustrating quarterback, because they go and just smack the Packers. How many times he did that in Tampa Bay too?
Yeah.
Actually he beat the Saints. Remember that one year, the opening game, they beat the Saints?
Yeah, but that was like Fitzpatrick.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's when he came out with the Deshaun Jackson chain.
That's right. I'm getting my crazy Bucks quarterbacks confused.
Yeah, but so, I'm probably spending a waiver claim on Fields if I can get him, because I think his he is kind of like I said, a hot commodity. He's a big name. These next two quarterbacks that we're going to talk on here is more of like for the streaming quarterback area, of where, you don't have to necessarily put a claim in for him. If you're like in a FAAB league, let's say you have like $100 budget, maybe you throw like $1 or $2 on him just so no one else, gets him. But I do like Sam Darnold. It's kind of crazy because you know me, I've never been the biggest Sam Darnold fan. I wasn't a huge fan of him coming out of USC. And then even with the Jets, of course, he was tied to Adam Gase, who's just probably one of the worst coaches in NFL history. But, he kind of gets a second chance over here with the Panthers. And I mean, and I guess it doesn't hurt having a guy named Christian McCaffrey that you could just dump the ball off to, and he's just going to get you all kinds of yak and boost Sam Darnold's passing stats here. But I mean, the first two games of the season, Sam Darnold, he's at a 68 completion percentage in both those games, and he's had 280 or more passing yards in both of those games as well. I mean, they do have a ton of weapons. You got DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, deep threat. They go out and they get Terrace Marshall Jr. at LSU. I know me and you are both really big on him going forward as well. This week he's going to be at Houston for Thursday Night Football. So I think if you need a streaming quarterback, maybe some of these other quarterbacks you have been underwhelming. Maybe you drafted a Matt Ryan, or honestly, I have Tannehill in a couple leagues. Me, I'm a big Tannehill guy, but for whatever reason, the Titans just can't seem to get that passing offense together, even with guys like A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. I mean, I'm at the point where it's like, do you pick up and stream Sam Darnold over a guy like Tannehill?
Yeah, I know. We're going to do that recording the Panic or Patience, and I think Tannehill is definitely one we're going to have to talk about. But yeah, I mean, if I'm in a situation where I have Tannehill, and I'm definitely like I'm looking towards the waiver wire. With this, and I'm looking to stream this. But with this going forward, I don't know if I'm going to waste a waiver wire claim on him, especially not in a FAAB league. I don't know how much I would put, but I don't know if I would put a waiver wire claim on Sam Darnold, but I'll definitely pick him up and stream him for this week.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that he'll just fly through the waivers. Nobody's rushing to the waiver wire to get Sam Darnold. So yeah. don't go out there and blow your load and your waiver priority. Let's say if you have a top waiver priority, don't go out there and blow it for Sam Darnold. He'll pass through the waivers and you just swoop him up for free.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'm definitely down to pick up Sam Darnold against the Texans on Thursday night. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's go on to our next one here. We got Daniel Jones.
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes, baby.
Danny Dimes right here. Did you know this? Hashtag interesting stat. Right now, bearing, because we were recording this before the Monday Night Football game, so you got Rodgers. I mean, I don't think Rodgers can pass him because of how bad he was. I mean, Goff maybe because Goff threw the ball 50 times. So maybe Goff can pass him. But as of right now, Daniel Jones is the QB4. And I know it's just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I know, you've had some guys like Rodgers have bad games. Tannehill's had a couple bad games and stuff like that. But currently right now, Daniel Jones is the 4th highest scoring quarterback in fantasy football. He's going to be at home against Atlanta this week coming up. You're not worried about Atlanta's defense. Another guy like Sam Darnold. You're not going out here and wasting a waiver priority on him, but a nice streaming option, I believe, this week against the Falcons. They've had the extra time to prepare since they played on Thursday night this last week. And, in the first 2 games, he's had a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown in both games. 21 or more points in each of those games as well. I mean, they have a ton of weapons. They go out and get Kenny Golladay. You got Saquon back who, should, open up the offense a little bit more. Sterling Shepard's been a guy, we'll talk about him, who's just been crazy out the gate. So, yeah, he's got a lot of weapons. Streaming option, I'm not mad at Daniel Jones.
Yeah, it's nice. I do want to emphasize before we go on to the next, because we're going to move on to the running back position. But before that, I do think with these quarterbacks, you really want to emphasize I would not be wasting a waiver wire claim, and I would not be spending a lot of FAAB on these, especially in single quarterback leagues. Obviously, in double quarterback leagues, it's a different story. But yeah, so I would. These are more waiver wire once it goes through and put it as an ad. I know we said that, but I just want to
just re-emphasizing. These are streaming quarterback options.
Sure.
Right here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't want to blow too much of your load or like Mike said, your priority to get them.
Your load. Blow your load. Anything else you want to say on Daniel Jones? I mean, that's pretty nuts, him being the quarterback 4.
Yeah. And, you got to think, too, Kadarius Toney, the rookie out of Florida, he should get more integrated. Just another guy who's, Daniel Jones could throw like a wide receiver screen to and he could run the ball 70 yards. Kenny Galladay's getting more acclimated as well. Evan Ingram is banged up, so he's not 100%. So, they still have more pieces of the offense that can make it even better. And, I mean, he's rushing the ball. Like, they're calling design plays for him to run the ball. And, like, if we're hyped for Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts and these guys who offer rushing upside, I mean, it might not be pretty, but, I mean, he's getting it done on the ground in some type of manner.
Yeah, he might run a 90-yard touchdown, or he might trip and fall right before the end zone.
Trip and fall on his.
Either way, it's going to be exciting, so you want him in your lineup. Yeah. What'd you say? You said you liked that video, and it was really informative, and now you want to subscribe so you can win your fantasy football league? Okay, go ahead. You wish that we would live stream and answer fantasy football questions every Sunday before the games? Okay, they sure do. AVG Fantasy Football has your back. Did you get what I did there? It was a little Dora the Explorer, a little back and forth. Like, we weren't actually talking, but you thought maybe you did. Yeah, you thought. Yeah, I convinced you. It's called acting. What else did you say? You said that you want to be able to call in while we do live streams? Hey, should I start McCaffrey? Well, yeah. Here it is. This is an example of what's going to happen. Hello? Yes. I'm curious. Should I start Dalvin Cook? Then this is us. Yeah, obviously you should play Dalvin Cook because Dalvin Cook's like really good. So I'd say, I mean, it is matchup proof. So put him in your lineup. It's that damn easy. And then bam, you won your fantasy football league that week. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see more videos just like this. If you want to see us answer questions live every Sunday before the games start, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know right when we drop content for you to win your fantasy football league.